So, okay, what's your typical day like when you get into a mortuary then? When you get to your office, to the cold room, I heard you say cold room.
Yes.
Let me start using words that are correct.
Yes.
So when you get to the cold room, people bring in their loved ones. So what are those steps?
There's something called the SOPs in every department. The standard operating procedures. Yeah? So people come from everywhere. People come from abroad, that is repatriation of bodies.
Okay.
People come from other mortuaries, transfers. People come from home. Others are on transit. Somebody died on their way to hospital. Somebody died on ambulance. People come from different locations. It's not a specific place. Some are wheeled from the hospital, from our hospital, from other hospital, right? So the first thing that you do is, obviously there's the salutation bit of it. Regardless of how bad it is, you need to welcome your guest at the premises, right?
And how do you do that? When you say salutation, what do you mean?
Salutation just by acknowledging their presence. Sorry for your loss. You're most welcome. Just welcome them. Either way, there's no way that you don't welcome people, right? After that, you ask for the necessary documentation as per from where they are from. So if it is home, you know what to get, what legal documents you need. If it is repatriation, the same. And then from there now, you don. That is gearing up, dressing for you. You remember you need to protect yourself because you don't know the ailments. There can be cross-infections, contamination. So you don. And then you pick the body from the vehicles that bring them in.
So when you pick the body from the car,
Yes.
then?
You ask one relative to get inside with you. That is for search. You want to search if they have any valuables in their pockets. You know, when these people are getting old, sometimes they tend to hide their IDs, their title deeds in their headscarves. So it's always good to, it's all good to get, because people will be like, he had money on him, and you don't want that on your end. All right? Yeah, people will be like, he was just from doing a transaction, he had money, and you look bad. So the best thing you do is just get a family member to do the search. And then from there, just ask them now to leave there. Is there anything you can give them back? Yes. So from there, now it's a matter of undressing. You undress the person and place them on the table for now washing. Sanitization, sterilization, and washing, yes.
What would you wash them with kawaida water?
Yes, we use soap and water. In a normal bath, the final bath. It's called the final ritual bath.
Final ritual bath?
Yes, yes.
So soap, kitamba?
Soap, kitamba, you make them squeaky clean. Yes.
Squeaky?
Yeah, you need to be really clean.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then?
And then from there, it's a matter of reducing trauma. Some of these people come with their mouth and eyes open, so you close the mouth and the eyes.
Like physically?
Yes, and then you put them in positions where they are aligned. The person needs to be facing up. So you provide a headrest or a pillow so that their neck do not tilt. Yeah. So from there, you oil them up, and then you refrigerate them.
Oil with like mafta?
No. We use you use solubles like glycerin, the kind, because the normal lotion will not work on them.
Why?
They do not have the body temperature to absorb that.
So what does glycerin do? It not
stays,
absorbable?
Yes, it stays. Yes, yeah. So there's the shiny bit of it.
Oh.
Yes, or you see the one that you put on the bike? Have you ever seen that oil that you put on the bike or in the machine, the swing machine? You know it? Yeah, there's that one.
Mnaijua nyinyi?
Yeah.
Nyinyi wote mnaijua. Wananichoma tu hawa. Haijui.
Yeah, there is that one.
So
yes.
the bike oil.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the skin is dead. The body is dead, so the skin is not breathing. There's no life.
Yeah.
And if you have to reconstruct?
No, that falls under forensics. Probably somebody's from the accident. So that one is done together as when after the postmortem is done, the autopsy procedure. So
I was going to ask that, yes, because thanks for taking me there. When it's like a police case, and or even like we hear not just personalities, but a family doesn't know how our loved one died, and they want a postmortem to determine that. So the stages you've given us, at what point does that happen? And in postmortem, what are you looking at?
When you're dealing with a forensic body, you do not follow the procedure as that of a normal or a natural death. When a police car pulls up, direct to the fridge. The
Without-
body does not get tampered. That's a crime scene on its own. You do not get to touch that body or remove anything from it. You just lodge it as it has come until the family is now ready to do an autopsy. Because the doctors are not always on standby at you just arrived and then we start. It's not an emergency. It's a big procedure, so it's something that needs to be prepped and planned for.
Right.
Yes.
So straight to the fridge?
Straight to the fridge with your clothes, everything.
The way you came?
The way you came. So that it can be recorded. Details are needed. What type of shoe are you wearing? What type of clothes were you wearing? What color? Those things really matter when you're doing a forensic postmortem.
So they go in the fridge even with the shoes?
Everything. As you came. If it's one shoe, you remain with it and that's it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then after, after the, what do you call it, autopsy,
Yes.
postmortem,
Yeah.
now the procedure you laid out happens? The
Yes,
cleaning.
after all that, now you start the cleaning now. Yeah. So you cannot start with the cleaning when it comes to forensic bodies, yes.
So by the time you're doing the oil, so going back to the procedure, by the time you're oiling the body, now that you freeze it.
Yes. So you can either choose to embalm a body, that is the treating of the body through chemical means, or you can choose to refrigerate it. So they are both serving the same purpose, and it's to forestall decomposition. So however your department works, yeah.
So do I get the choice as the loved one to decide whether I want an embalming
Not
or
really.
no?
It will not really in Kenya. No, you don't get a say because what if it's the only option? Because most of these facilities are not equipped with refrigeration. So what if it's the only option or what?
Okay, so most is embalming.
Yes, mostly it's embalming. For those who have refrigeration, they do refrigeration. Unless we do embalming, unless the body has issues, like it had some sort of decay, degree decomposition. That's when now, or it's being transferred to a very long distance, and the fridge will not hold. That is when we embalm them.